What's up, guys? This is the Gospel according to Mark with a C. He is I, and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. Thank you for joining me once again, my friends. I hope all is well with you guys. If you don't mind, please hit the like, share, subscribe. Make sure you remain subscribed because YouTube is doing some terrible, terrible things to my channel. And also, if you care to, you can contribute to the channel using the Super Thanks feature on each and every one of my videos, as well as the Cash App that's in the pinned comment below. Now, guys, let's get into the topic of the video. We are going to talk about Captain America Brave New World. I know what you're thinking. Who cares about Captain America Brave New World? No one's thinking about that. Everyone's thinking about Superman or Fantastic Four First Steps. Which one that you prefer? However, Kevin Feige is reflecting on Captain America Brave New World and what could have possibly went wrong. And you'd be very interested to know where this man landed on his views as far as what went wrong. In a word or two, Anthony Mackie is what went wrong. Anthony Mackie, what's wrong with Anthony Mackie? Well, he's not Chris Evans. And according to Kevin Feige, and probably most of the known world, that's what the people were expecting. Welcome to reality, Kevin Feige. Now, let's get into the article so you can see what the heck I am talking about, okay? Okay, so here we have it. Anthony Mackie takes a hit as Kevin Feige blames Brave New World's flop on the absence of a fan favorite Captain America. Now, I'm not going to have the discussion with you guys who have been talking about the movie was dope. Oh my God, it was great. The only people who didn't like it were the racists and the coons. Save it, bro. It's a well-known fact. The movie was a flop. You can make of it what you will. You can cry however you want. But let's get into what Kevin Feige says absolutely positively went wrong while you're thinking that everything went right. Okay, it says here Captain America Brave New World was supposed to launch the MCU's next phase of grounded, politically charged storytelling. Instead, it became one of the studio's biggest misfires. One of the studio's biggest misfires just happened to be headed by a black man. Just like one of the studio's biggest misfires, or one of the worst things they ever made, was Ironheart, which just happened to be headed by a black actor as well. Are you guys beginning to see what's going on? Do you think that I'm making it up when I talk about the black mask of failure that these studios do? Both of these characters were like painfully underdeveloped, but in the end, it's a failure and it looks just like them, okay? Just like me, blackface, you know what I'm saying? So everybody sees this and it's a marked drop in quality. And everyone's like, well, they'd probably prefer to see some white people, but they never really invested in these characters. They never really developed these characters. So anyway, despite a great cast that included Anthony Mackie, Harrison Ford, and Giancarlo Esposito, the film stumbled to a 46% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes and earned just 415 million at the global box office. Now, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige is offering a blunt assessment of what went wrong. The movie didn't have Chris Evans. He goes on to say, "It was the first without Chris Evans," Feige said at a roundtable event attended by Collider Steve Weintraub, addressing the backlash and underperformance head on. While fans were eager to see Sam Wilson take up the shield, the film's troubled production and heavy reshoots may have undermined the story's emotional payoff. Listen, dude, the movie just wasn't written well. All right. So we got to talk about that. We got to be real with it. The movie wasn't written well. The character wasn't developed. I pointed out many times there was no love interest for this character. There were no, he just didn't have any, like, anything that was really motivating him. You know what I mean? And as a result of that, we had nothing motivating us to root for him. And I keep talking about how you see this over and over and over again with these black characters. It is so frustrating, guys. So it was bound to fail, even if the original Captain America, as far as I'm concerned, the only Captain America, Steve Rogers, were, there. If you didn't invest in good writing, nobody would care. You know what I mean? Steve Rogers had a strong story arc. This guy did not, and it didn't help any that Anthony Mackie on the press tour was saying dumb shit like Captain America doesn't really stand for America. Dude, that's like saying Spider-Man has nothing to do with spiders. Batman has nothing to do with bats. Superman is not super. It's literally in the name, Captain America. And of course, once again, you have people out there, that actually makes some sense to me. He doesn't have to stand for America. Oh my God, bro. You don't understand how this is coming back to haunt these characters and these poor actors who get put out there looking like circus clowns. All right. So if you ask me, it's not hard to tell why Captain America Brave New World ended up with egg on his face, because you don't invest in Black characters. You don't develop Black characters. And let me show you something else, because while we're talking, I just mentioned Ironheart. This article right here. Ironheart does Dominique Thorne dirty, and that's a shame. All right, they're talking about it. They're talking about it. Ironheart, the MCU's latest television offering, has now run its course. I wanted to like it so much, I really did. Unfortunately, my main takeaway is this. Dominique Thorne, Riri Williams, deserves so much more than she got from the show's writers. The show's writers. You understand what I'm talking about? It's not wrong to point this out, that they're doing these characters dirty. This is the reason why it's so hard to get a Blade movie off the ground. This is the reason why we are without a T'Challa. We seem to have a hard time as Black people understanding just how badly we are being disrespected as an audience when they use us as a selling point, but they don't invest in developing the characters that they're trying to sell to us. But guys, this is just a quick one because I wanted to point out to you what's being said. Of course, it's always in retrospect, but when it's time to market this stuff, they ring the alarm. Black people, come on out. Black people support these properties. But then they go on and take a great big dump on all of us. So there it is, the Marvel head himself, Kevin Feige, the studio head, the head honcho, numero uno, the big cheese, telling you to your face what went wrong with Captain America Brave New World is that it wasn't Steve Rogers. It wasn't Chris Evans. It wasn't the white man. And there's nothing wrong with that, because Captain America, well, he is white. Falcon is Black, and that's where they should have kept him. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if it happened in the comic. I don't agree with it in the comic either. The comic dropped some bombs as well. All right. So there it is, guys. It's time to wake up. Stop trying to stop being in denial. It's time to start holding these studios accountable for what they claim to be doing when they say that they're using all of these Black faces to further diversity, equity, and inclusion, when it's all performative. We've been through this many times. But anyway, guys, you can get in the comment section. You can let me know how you feel about all of this. Do you agree with what he's saying? Why do you think Captain America Brave New World failed? Except, beside the fact that it was actually a Hulk movie that they just happened to throw him into. It wasn't even his movie. It was really the Hulk's movie. They didn't even have the Hulk in there. But anyway, don't get me started, guys. I've said enough. It's your turn. Get in the comment section, like, share, subscribe. Super thanks. Cash App, pin comment below. Thank you guys for putting up with me. I'll catch you on the next one. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.